Hello, everybody. I'm sitting here playing with my microphone. Welcome to the Transcript, where we talk about direct documentation, and we use it to kind of inform opinions. Opinions. It's been a day, and for the past 4 weeks, we have been dealing with Richard Allen, right? And I think we've all heard the end result of that. We'll have more on that at night court on Sunday, of course. But there's I'm trying to figure out why I can only hear out of one ear. Maybe it's just my ears. I'm not quite sure. You get one thing fixed, and then the others go by the wayside. So we'll talk more about that in night court at 8 o'clock on Sunday. But we went through a lot of that. That was very dark, very Odin-ish. It's weird to think that we heard more of the defense and the actual stuff than the jury ever would until they looked. But what are you going to do? But so tonight we wanted to do something a little different. And full behind the curtain Wizard of Oz style, letting you know this afternoon I was like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Because I had thought about doing like the hearing for MK Ultra, which maybe we'll do eventually if something's quiet, if it's like a quiet time in court. Because it could be very, very interesting, but I didn't have enough time to go through it to kind of pinpoint the specific points throughout the however 100-page plus transcript. And all of a sudden, producer Tara had sent me this. What about this? And I said, you know what? This is offensive enough that it just might work. Also funny. Probably not the overall the overarching issue. However, these transcripts are certainly something that I don't think a court reporter would ever think they would be writing. And there's actually two of them tonight. One of them is based in Georgia, and the other one, oh, good grief. Where's the other one at? The other one, well, we'll find out, won't we? I feel like it's Florida, but that seems like it makes too much sense. Before we hop into this Georgia one, I want to give you kind of a little bit of a little background. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. I don't want to give you the whole, I don't want to read the whole article because you'll just find, it'll ruin it. So this fella named Denver Fenton Allen, who was 30, Cartersville, Georgia, was indicted on a murder charge for killing a fellow inmate, Stephen Rudolph Naily, who's 49. And Stephen was found beaten to death in his cell back in August of we'll find out. In August, sources said that Naily's head was beaten against the rail of a bed. So this guy is not good people's. Naily had been an inmate at the Floyd County Jail since August 12, 2015 on charges of burglary, first-degree forced entry, aggravated stalking as well. He was sentenced to 7 months and 27 days. He and Allen were housed in the O block at the jail, which is used for inmates with mental health issues. So let's just kind of keep that in mind. Allen was booked into the Floyd County Jail for boarding from Bartow County back in August 19th. He was in jail on 4 counts of making terroristic threats and acts. So he's a real winner, this fella. And they called in the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to investigate this. Well, he ended up going in front of a judge in Floyd County Superior Court. This judge is Judge Bryant Durham, and Denver, again, accused, and a conversation happened during a request for a new public defender. He accused his current one, well, we'll find out, of doing something, and the judge denied this And then the following happened. So I am pleased to bring you State of Georgia v. Denver Fenton Allen. And you're going to notice there's a new layout because, well, you guys get the full screen now. I love this teleprompter, but oh boy, gotta learn. So the State of Georgia v. Denver Fenton Allen. Okay. I like how it's volume 1 of 1. Of course it is. That makes sense. What is happening here? Okay. Moving on. The court advises defendant regarding representation by public defender on defendant's oral motion to fire his assigned attorney. The transcript of the proceedings before the Honorable J. Bryant Durham, Jr., Superior Court Judge, Rome, Georgia, on Friday, June 17th, 2016. I am very much aware of one, and I don't think you need much more. And it's not, so it's like 20 pages, but it's dialogue, right? It's a transcript. So here we go. You got your appearances of counsel. You got Luke Martin Esquire for the state. And you've got James C. Wyatt, conflict public defender. This, by the way, this starts off just at a 10. So here we go. Actually, I might be able to zoom in just a little bit more so that you can see it better. It's not even the whole thing, but here's most of it. The court says, good. I'm sure the women love it. I don't I feel like I need a bleep button. I don't girls. Oh no, I'm sorry. I boys. Oh, I'm sorry. You prefer men. Boys. You prefer men. Right. I'm going to need like one hand on the button. I white boys. You white or black? White boys. Oh, butt boys with big butts. Oh, of course. You know, you look like a queer. I can't believe the judge said some of this. He got in trouble for this, by the way. Well, okay. So now you're calling me a queer in the courtroom. I didn't call you one. I said you looked like one. Man, I might have zoomed in a little too far. There we go. You're yelling? Do you understand the English language? Wait, you're yelling? You're laughing. Do you understand the English language? This is kangaroo court, sir. Do you know what? No, we are not in Australia. I mean, if you want to, you can do it anytime now. We can. Oh, get this court ordered. You're so smart. Do we have to court order this? You're so funny. You're so cute. Can we get a court order to get my sucked, sir? You're so cute. I know all the inmates just love you to death. Oh, yeah. Oh, I bet. All the white butt boys love me to death, too. This is an actual transcript from court. Okay, well, I bet they do. And I bet all the rest of them do, too. You ain't supposed to smile in court. I'll bet everybody enjoys your... You ain't supposed to be smiling in court. That's a violation. I can smile anytime I dadgum want to. Do you think they had to look up dadgum? Now you're yelling at me again. Boo-hoo. I am. I'm yelling. You're getting mad. Can you hear me? You're shaking. I am yelling at you. Well, reckon you could suck my... Yelling. Can you take a break? Yelling. Can you take a break? I am yelling at you. Can you take a break? Yelling. Can I get my sucked? Can you hear me? Yelling. Can I get my sucked? Yelling. Are you ready to now? Have you got it all out? You know something? You will. Bet you want me to you in the butt then, right? Oh my goodness, you've got plenty of that over in jail. I could see it in you when I come in the courtroom. Okay, that's fine. You're going to be here on, let me tell you how this is going to work. You're going to be, you ain't going to tell me shit. Listen, suck my, shut up. Listen to me. Suck my, you man. Listen, suck my. You will be here in court on Monday. You'll be here sucking my. I'm so glad I can make direct eye contact with you just now for this. You will listen to me now. Go yourself. Okay, I'm going to tell you how this is going to work. You either listen or not. I don't care. I'm through. Can I leave the courtroom? No. No, you've got to stay here. No, I'm not talking to the bastard. We are going to have the trial Monday week. No, we are. I ain't going to trial with this lawyer present. By the way, this document was very, very bright. I had to actually lower the brightness in order to make sure that we all could see the words, and I know it's still terrible, but here we are. Hey, and also, can we just say, I think the need to chuckle right now is super necessary. I know I need it. I hope you did too. Oh, Dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Kind of. Listen, if you do not suck my, you stinking ass cracker. My God, if you act like this, I will send you out of the courtroom. I'm saying these things because I know what this guy looks like. If you if I'll show you this guy afterwards. Oh, bitch ass, and leave you out of the courtroom during the trial. Horse ass. You understand that? Horse ass, sucking ass. Do you understand that? Big butt. Do you understand that? Man ass cracker. I don't know what my actual, I'm not quite sure what I'm bleeping for. I'm kind of picking and choosing as we go. Do you understand that? Getting mad, ain't you? Stupid or red-faced? Listen. Now you're calling me stupid? Listen, yes, I am. This is kangaroo court. You know what? You have a constitutional right to be a dumbass. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Tell me if you can hear that. If you couldn't, oh, well. It'd be great if you could, though. I don't think you can with the way I'm sharing the screen. Oh, boy. Okay. Why don't you jump on the stand, and you have a constitutional right to be a dumbass. A little bit. It wasn't that okay. Wasn't that loud. I'll have to fix it. And jump around like a kangaroo, you dumb. Well, if you suck my, I ain't. If you listening to anything you say, if you come in here Monday week, what the hell is that? And how about this? I'll kill your whole family. When you get in this trial, when I get in this trial, I will murder your whole family. I'll cut your children up into pieces. I'll knock their brains out with a fucking hammer and feed them to you. Are you taking this down? Can you imagine the court reporter? The court reporter is just like, yes, sir. I guess so. Should I be? I don't know. I feel like it's a trick question. Okay, I'm going to refer you to the district attorney's office. I don't give a fuck. I muted myself instead of beeping. Who you're referring to? I'm just telling you. I thought you were referring to my mother and aggravated assault, terroristic threats. We'll just add to it. I don't give up. I will murder you, your whole family, your kids. We are definitely either limited monetize or not at all for this one. I guess I knew what I was getting myself into. I'm not opposed to being in jail. I was framed. That mother asked me to eat his for a whole bag of coffee. Oh, how far we have fallen as a human race. Well, and now you're telling me that I've got to go to trial with this man over here? He's probably a pedophile. You're obviously fixated on butts and huh? I'm fixated on your mouth. No, you're fixated on butts and you got a nasty mouth, sir. Oh, I have an awful mouth. You have a big old fat mouth. I do. You got to have a big old mouth to get this in it. I sure do. All right. Yep, I'm proud of it. I'll make sure the next time I come to court, I'll pull it out and on you. Okay, why don't you do that right now? I on white boys. Why don't you do it right now? Just like I on females. Do it now. I can't do it now. Do it now. I ain't got, but I don't care. Take off the cuffs. How many hands do you have to do it? Take off the cuffs. Come on. No. Off. This is a kangaroo court. Come on. Off. This is a kangaroo court. Off right now. Are y'all getting this? Yes, they're getting it. I'm gonna make sure this guy done called me stupid. This mother told me he was gonna suck my. I did not say that. He wanted me to him in the butt. I did not say that either. You're a real nasty judge. I am indeed, and you're gonna find out now how nasty I really am. Are we sure this isn't the beginning to something else? You'll find out how nasty I am when I murder your whole family, bitch. Oh, that's fine. You'll be in jail so long you won't have a chance. Oh man, guys, I'm going to skip that sentence and that sentence, but you can read it. It's just very violent. Okay, well, if I had any kids, you'd probably be able to do that. But since I don't have any, it doesn't really matter. Well, then I'll get your nieces, your nephews, your sisters. It doesn't really matter. I don't have any of those either. Grandkids, don't have any of those either. If he doesn't have kids, probably don't got grandkids. Aunties, aunts. How can I have grandkids if I don't have any kids? Oh, look, he asked two. Brothers, sisters, stupid. You're just completely have no idea of the English language. If you're not gonna my sir, I don't want to be here. Okay, I've enjoyed this. I hope you have. I know everybody else in the courtroom's enjoyed it, but you can go now. And if on Monday week this happens again, you will not stay in the courtroom. My sir. Okay. As he's being escorted out of the courtroom. I'm subpoenaing y'all's ass in the courtroom. What? The defendant was escorted out of the courtroom, and these proceedings were concluded at 2:19 p.m. on Friday, June 17th, 2016. Court advises defendant regarding representation. Fire attorney. Okay, Mr. Allen, right? I believe that. Oh, this was all kinds of backwards, y'all. You know what? I'm Tarantinoing it. We're going to start from now. This is the beginning. I don't know why this is backwards. It's probably my fault. I'm sure it is. But let's continue on, shall we? This is the beginning. So we're going to the beginning, and then we end up to, where we started. Yeah, we're Tarantinoing this. Okay, Mr. Allen, right. I believe your case was going to be going to trial not this Monday, but the following Monday. Do you understand that? Yes. Okay. This is just a roller coaster of emotions tonight, everybody. I tell you, if you needed to tell me something, I'll let you come up here to this podium so you can speak into the microphone and I can hear you. The defendant approaches the podium. Yes, the attorney here, I'm wanting to fire him. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I don't feel like he's doing any pulling a Sarah Boone before Sarah Boone was Sarah Boone. And I don't feel like he's doing any. Who are you going to hire? I'm not going to hire nobody. I'm going to try to get a different public defender. Oh my gosh, what is happening? It's all over the place. Okay, here we go. There isn't you have a right to an attorney. This lawyer has you don't have a right to a specific attorney. This lawyer has made sexual advances on me. He's misrepresenting my case. He told me if I wanted him to do a good job, I had to let him give me oral sex. He's had doctors at Central State Hospital put a false diagnosis on me. Okay. I don't, I know Mr. Wyatt pretty well, and I don't think he has the ability to make doctors at Central State do anything. Well, they did it, and he's the one that had me sent down there. Well, they may have done it, but I don't think he had anything to do with it. All right. Well, he won't give me the discovery. God, this is Sarah Boone all over again. There's things in discovery he's supposed to give. He gave me the indictment and told me that was discovery. Okay. They're altering, documents that I've read. If you want the indictment, I'll make sure you get a copy of the indictment. No, I'm saying I got the indictment. Uh-huh. I feel like this court reporter didn't like this judge to begin with. Hence the uh-huh. But he's not complying with discovery. Okay. I'm supposed to get the autopsy report, the coroner report, pictures of the crime scene. I bet he does. Coroner report, criminal background records. Is this a murder in the county jail? Deputy Sheriff is like, in the county jail. Okay. Yeah, I suppose to get criminal background records, investigational summaries. Mr. Wyatt, what discovery do you have? I've given him everything I have. You've given him everything you have? Yes, sir. He's given you everything. This is a murder case, and this is a murder case, and you're telling me the only thing on discovery is a 4-page indictment? I don't think he's saying that. I think he's said he's given you everything that he has. He ain't give me the autopsy report. He ain't give me the coroner's report. He ain't give me, well, it may be that he doesn't have that. I don't know. That's what I've been trying to get. He didn't give me pictures of the crime scene. I've seen other people go to trial on murder charges. I've seen what you're supposed to get. I'm not supposed to work with this attorney. I'm not going to work with this attorney. Well, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to trial with this attorney. Well, you've got two choices. One, you can go to trial with him, or two, you can try this case yourself. Now, I definitely, completely think that's I've got a right to have, wait a minute, listen to me. That would be the biggest mistake you've ever made in your life. So basically you're sitting here telling me now you're going to find me guilty if I go to trial and try to defend myself? You're probably right. That would be my guess if you try to defend yourself. You don't know anything about selecting a jury, do you? No. Do you know anything about cross-examining a witness? No. Do you know anything about criminal procedures? I know I don't have to let. Do you know anything? This guy's. Let me to get some legal representation. You know something? I'll be honest, Mr. Allen. I really don't believe that. I'm not concerned if you believe it or not. But I'm supposed to have a right to get an attorney. And I'm not going to work with this attorney. Well, that's up to you. So I hold myself in contempt if you try to pull me up here to court with that attorney. That's fine. I mean, that's up to you. I told you what your choices are. You can go to trial. I'm just telling you. Well, listen to me. I'll just hold myself in contempt. Listen to me. You listen to me. Go yourself. I'm through here. Are y'all done? I'm finding you. He sounds like I said boy. What's his face from the Looney Tunes? I'm finding you in contempt of court. I don't care. I know you don't. and I'm sentencing you to 20 days for that. And if you say anything else, I'm going to add 20 days for everything you say. You, 40 days. You again, 60. Yourself, a year. Your mama, 10 years. You know something? This is going to be an interesting trial. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to smile in court. You know that if you smile, I can smile anytime I want to. It's a violation. Now you're cussing and yelling at me. I have not cussed. Yes, you did. I'm yelling. Well, go yourself. Suck my. That's why I'm yelling. Suck my. You know something? You are absolutely the rudest person I think you reckon, ever met. You reckon if I let you suck my, I could get a fair trial here? Oh, I don't think so. I got a big now, and if I pull it out, I don't think that's going to get you a fair trial unless you have, I'm done. Every one of the jurors do it. Oh, I don't think that mouth is big enough, sir. I've got a big old donkey. You know, I'm sure mine's not. What? I've got a big old donkey for that. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know what? The next time you suggest a transcript for me, don't. All right, so let me let you know exactly what happened here. Let's see here. All right. I'm scrolling up here. The Cartersville man, Denver Allen, who made national attention following a run-in with Judge Brian Durham, is now facing more controversy. According to Floyd County authorities, Allen has mailed numerous photos from the murder scene to different individuals. Wow. Authorities added that after Allen fired his attorney, he requested all legal documentation be sent to him in his jail cell. Since Allen is now representing himself in his trial, he is allowed by law to have all the evidence. Allen made the motion to have the evidence on June 21st of this year. It appeared that Allen made copies of the crime scene before sending them to citizens in the community. The Floyd County Sheriff's Office received complaints about the graphic photos and as a result prohibited Allen from sending any further mail. Prosecutors are now asking that all photographs be removed from his possession. Sources indicate that it almost looks like a law library in a cell. Okay. And then Supreme Court Judge Billy Sparks, that sounds like a made-up name, ruled on Monday that Denver Allen, 31, will be allowed to keep gruesome photos of the crime scene he is charged with. Authorities said last week that Allen sent the crime scene photos to at least 2 members of the community. So he sent them. They took them away. The judge said he gets to keep them. Police said that Allen beat fellow inmate. We talked about that. It's all going to be screened, the outgoing mail. Allen requested the photos and made copies in the jail library. And then he appeared in court threatened and had confrontations with Brian Durham on Thursday while appearing in court to plead guilty to murder. He asked if he could make a statement, in which Floyd County Superior Court Judge Billy Sparks granted. Allen said that he didn't feel as if he was guilty because he acted in self-defense. He went on to say that Stephen Rudolph Naley raped him before he beat him to death on August of 2015. Sparks then told Allen that the court could not accept a guilty plea if he did not feel that he was guilty of the charges. Allen then went to talk about his health problems and him being mistreated at the Floyd County Jail. It was at that point Allen asked the court to dismiss his court-appointed attorney, in which Sparks denied. Allen then went on an outburst, saying, "I will murder his whole family," before turning to Judge Sparks, saying, "I will murder your whole family." Sparks then ordered Allen to be removed from the courtroom. So he did it again. The very next story here is a man accused of murdering a fellow inmate at the Floyd County Jail, Denver, Fenton Allen, was declared temporarily incompetent to stand trial. Billy Sparks made the ruling on Tuesday after stating recent report from the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Allen will be transferred into state custody, sent to a facility where he can be evaluated by a physician or licensed psychologist as to whether or not he may be able to stand trial in the future. The evaluation will be performed 90 days after the department receives custody. If he's ruled incapable, he could be committed to a state mental health facility. If he's found to be competent to stand trial, he'll be returned. And then, last one, Denver, Fenton Allen. The man accused of beating a fellow inmate to death pleaded guilty but mentally ill on Monday. As a result, Judge Billy Sparks sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This comes after a ruling last month stating that Allen was competent to stand trial. Also on Monday, Judge Sparks denied Allen's immunity motion for self-defense. Afterwards, Allen threatened to murder several people in the courtroom, including Assistant District Attorney Luke Martin. Not a great idea. Just going to toss that out there. Let me share a picture of this fella. Okay. It's everything you'd want it to be and less. Oh, aren't you glad I shared it with you? Look at that fella. There's your boy. There's your boy. And then the other judge who was in charge, or who had the back and forth, was, one moment, Judge Bryant Durham. That is not who I thought I was going to get. That is quite the person. Wow. Oh, you can't see it. Why am I doing this? Hold on. That is not who I thought I was going to get, by the way. I do remember this story, though. I remember this story. So, fun times, huh? How enjoyable. All right. Let's get out of that and then go into this. Let me see if I can find something here briefly so that you guys know kind of what's going on with this one. So, sorry, everybody. I'm trying to find the basics. Yep. All right. So this update here happened April 23rd, 2016. So this is a little while ago, but according to court records, the complicated case began almost 5 years ago when Clark of Pensacola, Florida, and East Point, Georgia, showed up near the South Georgia jail where Jason Joseph Clark was being held after his conviction for aggravated assault, domestic battery, and other crimes. Court records identified Jason Clark as the father of Tama, I think it's Tama Clark's child, while Tama Clark identified him as her husband. She was arrested after Pelham police found her 1-year-old son, an AK-47 assault rifle, a .45 caliber pistol, and wilderness survival gear in her car. Both Clarks were charged with conspiring to aid in an attempted escape after investigators described phone conversations in which they plotted his jailbreak, according to the court records. But there's no record that she was ever convicted or served any prison time. So, in July of 2014, she filed her suit for $10 billion against a slew of Georgia officials for the wrongful arrest, conviction, and incarceration of her husband. The suit was filed in Atlanta, in the Northern District of Georgia, because Jason Clark was held in Gwinnett County Jail to help relieve crowding in South Georgia facilities, the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office confirmed. Hunt dismissed the bulk of the case last month on the legal ground that it was filed after the 2-year statute of limitations to bring such an action had expired, but also because he said it was nonsensical. As a believer in the so-called, as a believer in the so-called sovereign citizens tax protest movement, Clark claimed not to be a U.S. citizen and couldn't bring the action on Jason Clark's behalf, he wrote. So that cued Clark's response. Hey, Tara, did you know that this was a sovereign citizen situation, or did I just bring that up to you for the first time right now? Because, yeehaw. All right, let's do this. Let's get the right. There we go. This is gonna be fun. In a second, maybe, perhaps, we'll see. All right. So this is Jason Joseph Clark, Tama Jada Clark, both on their own behalf and that of Baby Clark. They are the plaintiffs. Daniel J. Porter is the defense. Notice to this court and everything that it stands for. As of Wednesday, April 15th, 2015, I am in you know what? I need a drink. I am in the receipt of the order dated March 31st, 2015, wherein the despicable Judge Willis B. Hunt Jr. has the audacity to attempt to dismiss this case based upon fallacious and irrelevant contentions that are without merit, of which he is absolutely aware. Firstly, Jason is my husband, as I have stated, you asshole. And my son is no longer an infant. He has grown into a strong, extremely intelligent, and beautiful little boy. Don't you ever again in your mother life attempt to disrespect me, my family, or our status again. Keep our names out of your unworthy mouth, you old impotent geezer. And no, Jason did not sign the complaint. So what? Is that really the I am this is like my audition monologue. Is that really the best argument you can come up with after the many pages I have presented to this court as to why you cannot allow the matter to progress? LOL. What a joke you are, old man. What about the 100 plus pages of valid legal contentions that have been presented by plaintiffs before this court? You don't want to delve into those, do you? You don't want the American people to know about the fraud that your is helping pull on them? Ain't that right? You disgust me. And you mean to tell me that a mother cannot bring suit on behalf of her own child and no one finds that the least bit strange? This is what people think freedom and unalienable rights look like? God help us, Lord help us all. I'm pretty sure the AK-47 did it. The court takes judicial notice of blah, blah, blah. Yep, whatever. That's right. I had a cocked and fully loaded AK-47 assault rifle as well as a .45 caliber pistol. What's your point? And no, I was never convicted of anything. But you know what? They can go right ahead and try to convict me if they want to. I don't give a damn. This whole system is a joke. The United States of America have collectively and individually been politically and legally overthrown by foreign opportunists and domestic sellout bitches like you. Mitchell County officials will get their feelings hurt if they even try me. I'm not playing with you or anybody else. You all. How about that? Also, you genius, I never stated that I am not a citizen of any nation. Don't try to twist my words. I said that my family and I are the posterity of those who conquered this land and have thus inherited it from them. And that you, citizens of the United States, as defined by the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Federal Constitution in 1868, have no rights to anything here. She must have picked up a booklet on her way, like out the bathroom door of 7-Eleven in order to write this. I said we are Floridian Americans, but our lawful state government has been overthrown by insurgent federal citizens of the United States like you. And now that 99.9% of Americans are ignorant as to our true history, you traitors have tricked them all into identifying themselves as federal citizens. And you what? Think this means you will get away with something? No, absolutely not. All that the people need is a proper education free of propaganda and lies. And I'm working on that. See attachment A entitled, quote, Why Most Americans Do Not Inherently Owe Federal Income Taxes. Let me know if you want to write the introduction to my next publication. There are many more to come. Look here, old man. When I told you she's Batman now. I am justice. I meant it. It took me about 1 month to study the history of the world and to learn the history and inner workings of American jurisprudence, literally. I was born to do this here. Don't you know that your FBI and CIA have been trying to recruit me since grad school? LOL. But they're unscrupulous losers like you. So it won't be happening. Instead, I will educate the people, and hopefully one day, if we are lucky, they will rise against you oppressive, lying traitors and hang you all for the crime that you have committed against us all. What? You think... She's writing this like he's responding back to her immediately. You think because you sit up... Oh, it's what? Oh, what? You think because you sit up there in that little black robe hiding behind the ignorance of the masses like a little... that anybody gives a about you or what you have to say? Well, just in case you haven't noticed, I couldn't give two about you or what you have to say. You, old man, you're a joke. Your court's a joke. You take it up and you suck nuts. LOL. She should get together with the other dude. For the last time, we have not asserted any civil rights pursuant 42 U.S. Code 1983, as that particular federal code section applies specifically to federal citizens only. We are not federal citizens. Answer me this, genius. If the original states were in existence before the federal government with their own constitutional provisions for protecting their citizens' unalienable human rights, then why would state citizens need to claim protection for those rights under the federal constitution? They don't. That makes no sense at all. All rights claimed under 42 U.S. Code 1983 are those of federal citizens exclusively. Further, your stupid assertion regarding federal civil rights and their respective statute of limitations is flawed in this. It's not applicable and is outright stupid. In addition, the law person worth his salt would know about and respect legal principle concerning domicile, which dictates that you cannot apply the Williams v. City of Atlanta 794 F 2D 624 11th Circuit 1986 to us, the plaintiffs, because the parties to that case are domiciled in the District of Columbia, being that they are federal citizens of the United States federal government. Our domicile is right here in Florida. You're an idiot. You then end your by stating that the case is dismissed, quote, for good cause and in the absence of opposition. However, you have not shown any good or legally valid cause, and you know it. There is no applicable legal basis for your assertions, old man. All of your arguments are frivolous. You have presented federal rights and laws to defeat unalienable human rights and laws that supersede them both. What a shameful and stupid joke you are. Also, we have properly and flawlessly opposed, rebutted, and defeated these 60-plus pages of irrelevant and inapplicable contentions defendants have attempted to levy against us. But you don't even acknowledge that, huh? What a hoe. This court has undoubtedly been showing unprecedented favor to defendants, had not said one word to us, the plaintiffs, since the filing of the original complaint more than 9 months ago, and now states that there was no opposition to the defendant's motion to dismiss. What about the 100-plus pages of proper rebuttals and defenses that plaintiffs presented to the court? You've just completely disregarded them all, huh? I suppose you did the same thing in civil action number 114 CV 2703 WBHLTW2, didn't you? Don't worry. I take it all as a compliment, because I am well aware that the court has not spoken to me because it cannot defeat my legal arguments, so it runs and cowers like a panic-stricken hoe that has stolen money from her backhanding pimp. Wow. Just for the record, you are a hoe. I take that offense, personally. This court is a hoe, and I will backhand you both should you continue to waste my time. Let me ask you, do you really think I ever believe this court will give me a fair shot? No, I'm much too intelligent for that. Just know that this entire proceeding has served the purpose for which it was intended, and you played right into it in the exact way that I intended for you to, like the dumb hoe you are. The federal government was not created to replace the state governments by any means. It was created to tend to matters that fell without the sovereignty of any one particular state. After having been oppressed by the King of Great Britain, is that what the founding fathers did? They went through hell and fought the war for independence just to relinquish their citizens to the federal government and set it up to be more oppressive than the King of Great Britain could have ever been? I think not. In fact, the people were so weary of something like this happening that it is the very reason that the Federalist Papers were written, to convince the people of the several states that a weak and limited central Republican government to loosely hold them together was a good idea. It looks like the people were right to be weary of a federal, oversized, oppressive central government. I mean, look at this mess. The U.S. federal government is out of control. And yes, she did just call them a hoe. The federal government currently taxes the people exponentially more than the British king could have ever dreamed of doing. And people's human rights are being violated faster than you can say the phrase Willis B. Hunt Jr. is a oh. I mean, I am not a that you are going to convince that these brilliant men intended for the federal government to wield power over the several states and their people as it presently does. This is not freedom, you jack. This is a slavery worse than the history of the world has ever seen. Any idiot can take a look into the history of American jurisprudence through studying congressional records, U.S. Supreme Court cases, etc., as I have done, to realize that these United States of America have been overthrown. The American people, due to their own neglect of civic duty and responsibility to educate themselves and their children, have allowed this to happen. I say all of this to say, Mr. Hunt, I don't give a about you or anything you have to say. You are a castrated coward and a disgrace to these United States of America. Fortunately for us all, you are in old age and presumably nearing the inevitable death that awaits all old impotent geezers like yourself with a one-way ticket to hell, which is good. That's exactly where a treacherous, lying, spineless bastard son of a like you deserves to be for the rest of eternity. Burn. Lastly, I will be posting the entirety of these court proceedings online and disseminating them amongst the general population for the people to see this disgrace. You control nothing, you are nothing, and you can do nothing. You die. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, is this the underrepresented plaintiffs hereby affirm that a true and correct copy of the above mentioned plaintiff's notice to this court and everything that it stands for has been served on attorney Douglas Seward Morelli for the defendants. Oh, these are all the defendants that she sued. Let's see what else. Why most? Oh, this is great. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, this is good. This is great. Yes, I do. You're gonna get more now. You're gonna get more now because she's apparently smart enough that she wrote this book, this revolutionary intellectualism, sophisticated language publishing, words more powerful than warfare. I can get a picture of her. I can't say that she's your standard sovereign citizen. And memento, por favor. Where is she? Where is she? She looks pretty angry, but here we are. Yeah, for sure. All right, that's her. I'll let you get a good glimpse. Where is? Hold on. Listen, I'm not done, Llama. I'm just trying to find the name of the quote unquote husband. Actually, this will probably help. Un momento, por favor. I need to find the actual name of the husband. Jason Joseph Clark. My bad. Sorry, everybody. This would be the husband, which you cannot see right now. I mean, she is a decent writer. Sure. She's a decent writer. That's true. Why didn't that? Oh, man. Okay. There you go. There he is. That's what I see when I think sovereign citizen. Thank you. I'm gonna sit here for a second and let you just like ingest that picture while I eat Kung Pao chicken. That's not what we're here for. We are here to continue on with this. Because she did indeed make that attachment. Oh, y'all, this is going to be good. This is going to be so good. Text is a little small, though. All right. Why most Americans do not inherently owe federal income taxes. Friday, March 20th, 2015. Mrs. Tama Clark, a revolutionary intellectualism. Oh, look, she's even got, she got a website? Can I prove that she still has a website? Yep, can't be reached. All right. To exercise power costs effort and demands courage. That is why so many fail to assert rights to which they are perfectly entitled, because a right is a kind of power, but they are too lazy or too cowardly to exercise it. The virtues which cloak these faults are called patience and forbearance. What happens if I read this and all of a sudden I create sovereign citizens who are watching? Oh no. All right. That's from Friedrich Nietzsche. That great start. Yep. Let's just toss Nietzsche out there. Dedication. Oops. I dedicate this publication to federal senior judge Willis B. Hunt Jr. of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia. It is he who has inspired me to publish this information for dissemination amongst the general public due to the fraud that U.S. courts under his direction and leadership have attempted to perpetrate against me. Ooh, bitter? I think she's bitter. Oh, look, she's even copyrighted it herself. That's great. I wonder if she actually holds a copyright. What it looks like is she's copyrighted her own name. That's fun. Sophisticated language owned and operated by Mrs. Tama Clark. Terms of access. No purchase necessary. Materials will not be available for purchase. Monetary gifts and voluntary contributions are final. Okay. All right. Let's kind of try and... Is that okay? Is that a decent size, everybody? Hopefully that's a decent size. Allen thought it was. So did that other judge. General terms and notice of copyright. Publications which you're receiving access are composed of original material that is exclusive intellectual property of... I don't think it is, but okay. This is all copyrighted, blah, 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 blah. Can we get into this? Terms and conditions for voluntary gifts. Okay. Any book that starts out like that. Dedication. Oh, continued from page 1. In July of 2014, I filed federal suit. Civil action number 114 EV 02128 WBH in the USDC for the Northern District of Georgia, calling into question constitutional discrepancies and violations by public officials thereof. The opposing Assistant State Attorney General of Georgia and 2 additional federal attorneys all teamed up against just me. With the indirect assistance of federal magistrate judge Linda T. Walker, were unable to successfully rebut or defeat say of my legal contentions, though they certainly tried. This, of course, hurt their egos and greatly angered them all, as one could imagine. She is a good writer. I mean, that's true. She can write. This is pre-Chat GPT. I mean, this is stark. If you know, you know. Consequently, without issuing any notice of any kind containing legal justification for his actions, the presiding judge, Senior Judge Willis B. Hunt Jr., directed the clerk of court to stop sending me communications from the court, making it impossible for me to continue prevailing against the defense, all of whom were collectively unable to defeat me, relying upon facts of law, though each of them is 1 to 2 generations in front of me, and some of them have even been practicing law since before I was born. Again, hurt egos. Senior Judge Willis B. Hunt has unlawfully attempted to abridge my right to access U.S. federal courts in order to prevent me from exposing the fraud that has been perpetrated against millions of unsuspecting Americans concerning their human rights and freedom. See Appendix A. He knows that if I were to win the case on record, then it would establish a legal precedent for millions of others to follow in my footsteps. If you want to do precedents, get rid of the A. Not only has the court violated my right to prosecute and defend in an American court in my proper person, but what's an improper But it has also deceptively misclassified my suit as a civil rights case under the Civil Rights Act, codified at 42 U.S. Code Section 42, I don't know, which offends me beyond measure, as it is an insult to my intelligence. My case was not filed as a civil rights case. See Appendix B. She's got more than one appendix. I do not have any such civil rights, nor do I want them. And if other Americans understood that having statutorily granted U.S. civil rights means not having human rights from a legal standpoint, then they would not want them either. Not only can I differentiate my invaluable human rights from that of mere U.S. civil rights, but I can also flawlessly assert and defend them in a court of law when given the chance. Neither Senior Judge Willis B. Hunt Jr. nor anyone else can or will prevent me from obtaining the justice that I both demand and deserve for myself, my family, and my country. Oh, now she's fighting for her country. Cool. Thus, it is the prevalence of corruption and injustice that has become the standard of American jurisprudence that now compels me to take the power, capital P power, out of the hands of traitorous and seditious miscreants of the, quote, Black Robe Mafia. One moment, please. Hello, ChatGPT, my old friend. Write a song if a group called the Black Robe Mafia, a group of judges, federal judges, wrote it. It's called the Black Robe. No, we don't. You know what? Yeah, we do. This is good. This is good. We sit up high. We sit up in the courthouse. Robes as black as night. We got gavels in our hands and we're feeling all right. From Manhattan to L.A., we lay down the law. Yeah, we're the Black Robe Mafia. Don't mess with our drawl. We're the Black Robe Mafia, ruling with pride, delivering justice on the courtroom side. When the gavel goes down, better get out the way, because the Black Robe Mafia don't play. We weigh in all the cases from the suits to the crime, deciding right from wrong. It's judgment time. Got a docket full of drama and a bench that's real tall. We're the Black Robe Mafia answering the call. All right. You're welcome. So welcome for that. I might actually have to record that for funsies. All right. Well done. Well done, ChatGPT. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Just in time to hear me sing a song that I just made up, and by that I mean ChatGPT did, just for this woman. What I want in return from the American... That's hard to read. The American people? You know what? Is her permission and... Nope. Cooperation for the opportunity to prosecute the owners and... I can't even read this on the computer screen anyways. Skip it. A word from the author. Oh, we haven't gotten a word from the author, y'all. I haven't gotten a word yet, but now we are. We're getting the word from the author now. Allow me to begin by stating that I am not a tax protester, because there is nothing to protest. To the contrary, I have no problem outright saying that I do not pay federal income taxes, you don't say, and will not be paying federal income taxes. Why? Because I do not owe federal income taxes. They do not apply to me, nor would they any longer appear to apply to most other Americans if they thoroughly understood the information that I'm going to present in this publication. Jada, because you just joined, this person is a sovereign citizen, and this is part of a motion that she submitted in which it was titled F this court and like everything it stands for. And it was exactly what you think it would be. Note, I am not serving as legal counsel. Sorry, that's out of the way. For anyone who reads my publication, nor will I accept blame for anyone choosing to misuse the information provided herein. However, I do not suggest that one wanting to learn more about this topic seek legal advice, as attorneys, too, have been miseducated to uphold practices that are contradictory to the organic laws of the United States. Declaration of Independence, 1776, Articles of Confederation, 1777, Ordinance of 1787, the Northwest Territorial Government, U.S. Constitution, 1787. Instead, I suggest that responsible American adults take the time to educate themselves and their children in the subject areas of American history, politics, law, and civics, and be mindful of informational resources that may be tainted by underlying motives of societal filters, as well as those that may be based upon hearsay or subjective opinions. I will not lie to you and say that the concepts in this publication are not difficult to understand, as they most certainly are, but well worth it, which she learned again, remember, in a month. Also, she's not wrong. Like, I suggest that responsible American adults also take the time to educate themselves and their children in these subject areas. And they should be mindful of informational resources that are tainted by underlying motives. Absolutely, 100%. You want the facts as they are, how they're written, and not played around with, which is very hard to find today. However, I don't think she's reading the same stuff that we all do at all. You know what? You know what, Mike Stand? I've about had it. I've about had it with you and your baloney. And I'm about to call you a hoe. On a scale of 1 to 5, this publication is rated 4, intermediate advanced. She rated her own book, meaning it is best suited for those with an exceptionally significant understanding of American history. American history. Stop it. American history, politics, law, and civics. Be sure to read the footnotes to help you understand the legal substantiation for the points asserted. You will need to visit the sources provided on your own to get a feel for what it is I'm trying to I'm communicating, and the subtle yet, you know what, this microphone boy, world-changing underlying implications attached thereto. Yeah, this is crazy. Please bear in mind that here you go. I have studied countless hours to know what I know and do what I do. Please be careful trying to imitate me, as it could be very dangerous for you. The proverbial slave drivers that run the American political plantation will not hesitate to make an example of anyone bold enough, yet not intellectually prepared enough to challenge the unlawful impropriety of their actions. Yeah, you are. You are here. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh. All right, legal notices for U.S. officials, just in case. My name, if we didn't know already, is Tama Clark. Nice to meet you. I do not have any form of contractual or other legal impairments preventing me from the free exercise of my unalienable human rights. I was born in Pensacola, you don't say, and have a legal right to be in the USA, though I am not a citizen or national of the United States as defined at 8 U.S. Code, blah, 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 blah. I thank you in advance for observing the limitations placed upon U.S. persons by the Bill of Rights as it pertains to American nationals in possession of my status. My personal address, phone number, and email are on file with the U.S. federal government and available through the U.S. Secretary of State, as well as the United States District Courts for the Northern and Southern Districts of Georgia, probably because she's been charged with something. If you have any questions or need help understanding the legality of my statements or the legal matters contained herein, please feel free to contact me using this email address. I'd love to hear from you. Her. Responsible American. P.S. If you do not understand this notice, then it's not intended for you. Mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your business. Sources. All references to the U.S. Code and Constitution of the United States of America, 1787, are based upon the documentation provided by the U.S. Office of the Law Revision Council, officially charged to develop and keep current the codification of the laws of the United States. All references and quotations from U.S. Supreme Court cases must be read with special consideration for the historical context in which they were written. The sources relied upon in this publication are as follows: the official code of the U.S., the official U.S. Supreme Court cases, official organic laws of the U.S. What in the is that? Is that something that I'm not going to feel bad eating? Organic laws? Are they more expensive? I mean, she's already not paying federal taxes. Challenge. Legal scholars, historians, professors of law, state and federal judges, and whomever else would suggest that he or she is able to successfully rebut and defeat the legal contentions contained herein, relying solely upon facts or law, are hereby challenged to try to do so. Just try, mother trucker. Step up to the plate, mother trucker. Again, if you know, you know. Legal contentions begin on page 8. Okay. Let me guess. Page 8 says legal contentions at the top. Nope, it doesn't. Introduction, the organic constitution. It's made out of leaves. You can buy it at a Publix. I made the ill-timed decision to bring mulled wine up here with me. So here we are. Tonight is a good night for it. I like this because I can actually get into a character. The United States Federal Constitution of 1787 is the founding charter of the U.S. federal government. It is a legal grant of authority by the American peoples of the independent and sovereign American republics, the several states, for the erection, and I'm 2 years old, in operation of a common government with limited delegated authority to act on behalf of said peoples. Looks like I picked it apart already. The original powers granted to the central government under the organic constitution are delineated in Article 1, Section 8, Clauses 1 through 18, subject to the limitations imposed thereupon by Article 1, Section 9, Clauses 1 through 8, and the Bill of Rights, Amendments 1 through 10. Now, here's the thing. Earlier on, I'm pretty sure she said she didn't want civil rights. She didn't, and if people knew what that meant for them, they wouldn't want it either. What is meant by the term organic constitution is this. Oh, thank you. I was so worried you wouldn't explain. The United States federal government no longer operates solely according to the dictates of the original Constitution, Articles 1 through 7. The Bill of Rights amendments 1 through 10, and the remaining 2 articles of amendment that preceded the War of Northern Aggression. Okay. Does she have a footnote down at the bottom here to talk about the War of Northern Aggression is also commonly referred to as the war between the states and the American Civil War? Why don't you just call it that? During the Reconstruction period, 1865 to 1867, that followed the you didn't know you were going to get a history lesson tonight. The aforementioned war, the U.S. federal government began the development of what has become a deceptively altered version of the organic constitution, to be explained forthwith, of course, accompanied by a new form of government that was therefore foreign and repulsive to American jurisprudence. This new form of government is called a democracy. Okay, so it's foreign and repulsive. Don't worry, it's being taken care of now. The authors and main proponents of the original U.S. Constitution made it irrefutably clear that the central government, when delegating for the several states, was to act as a constitutional republic as opposed to a democracy. Proof of this can be found in the Federalist Papers. Always going there, which were penned by John J. Alexander Hamilton, and James Madison to convince the people of the American republics to charter the Constitution that would later create a common republican government amongst them to govern their common interests, which mainly pertained to foreign affairs and other matters that fell without the sovereignty of any one particular state. What do you want to bet that footnote mentions not the political party? Let's go down. Was it 6? Yep, she did the Pledge of Allegiance. Wait, what? Why? That doesn't have anything to do with it. Where did she say that? Republican government. Oh, wow, she misfootnoted. The question offers itself is whether general yeah, that's federal paper stuff. We're going to continue on. Constitutional grants of taxation authority. Are you guys having fun? The constitutional grant of authority for the federal government to tax the peoples of the American republics is found in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1, which reads, the Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. There is also a second constitutional grant of authority for taxation, which is found in Article of Amendment 16, also known as the 16th Amendment, thank you, which reads as follows. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived without apportionment among the several states and without regard to any census or enumeration. However, the 16th Amendment was not intended to apply to the peoples of the American republics, also known as state citizens or citizens of one of the United States. It was intended to apply to citizens of the United States. Citizens of one of the United States? It was intended to apply to citizens of the United States. Being a citizen of the United States versus a citizen of one of the United States presents a dispositional paradox of legal statuses, as state citizenship and federal citizenship are, under the organic federal constitution, mutually exclusive concepts. Federal income taxes inherently apply to federal citizens and other federal persons. So what she is saying here is that the difference and the entire reason why we laugh at these videos regarding sovereign citizens, and no offense if you are one, but just don't put yourself on YouTube. The difference is between citizens of the United States and citizens of one of the United States. That is the difference. 2 words. And that's where you get all of your hoity-toity. Okay. This concept is revisited on page 12. Oh, yay. Citizens of the United States defined. Prior to the ratification, by the way, none of this is, I would like to be very clear on something right now. None of this is political. This is not political. This is quite fascinating, actually. And the fact that she had the gall to write this quote unquote pamphlet book in order to send this to the court to challenge them to see if they understood or could break her arguments is hysterical. Absolutely hysterical, especially when, and let's not forget, please, that she is the woman that was caught outside of a jail trying to break her husband out with a child, a baby, in the car, a loaded and cocked AK-47, I believe a 45. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, believe me, right now, no, it's not. I would prefer not to get into any of that. So I shan't, and I won't, and I shan't. Prior to the ratification and addition of the 14th Article of Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, there was no legal definition of the term citizen of the United States, whereas United States citizenship theretofore implied citizenship in one of the several state republics of the Organic American Union prior to the manipulation of the Organic Constitution. In other words, when the term citizen of the United States appears in the Organic Constitution prior to the 14th Amendment, it is an informal term, simply being used to denote one of the states that forms part of the United States of America Union. Here's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm more than happy to be wrong. You all know this. You've known me for quite some time. There's a purpose for amendments, and that is to update things, whether we agree or not agree or whatever. But that is a general idea that you are representing to update the Constitution with an amendment. Therefore, what it said before the 14th Amendment is now been amended by the 14th Amendment, so it doesn't. Actually, I would not be surprised if she did do really well in school. Truly. All right, examination of the term United States. Oh boy, y'all, I am back in high school. I did not have enough Kung Pao chicken for this. The U.S. Supreme Court has already established that, quote, the term United States may be used in any one of the several senses. One, it may be merely the name of a sovereign occupying the position analogous of that of other sovereigns in the family of nations. It may designate the territory over which the sovereignty of the United States extends, or three, it may be the collective name of the states which are united by and under the Constitution. That's Hooven and Allison Corporation v. Evatt, 324 U.S. 652, 1945. Sarah should have fired her. Can you imagine her writing letters and Sarah writing letters? I mean, I would have just let her off on the basis of we'll never hear the end of it. Per the Supreme Court's very words, the term United States has multiple legal definitions, one of which specifically references the federal government exclusive of the several states by and for whom it was created. Under the provisions of the 14th Amendment, the then U.S. Congress created a second class of citizenship that was to come under the direct and unrestricted jurisdiction of the U.S. federal government, irrespective of its members' choice of residence within or without a state of the Union. The term United States, as used in the 14th Amendment, is referring to the U.S. federal government operating in the capacity of an absolute sovereign under the authority granted it by Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, which empowers the U.S. Congress to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district, not exceeding 10 miles square, as may, by session of particular states and the acceptance of Congress, become the seat of government of the United States. From the 14th Amendment, too far, I'm getting used to the whole camera thing. From the 14th Amendment and onward, having been given a legal definition by the same, when used in the U.S. Constitution, the term citizen of the United States specifically refers to the second class of citizenship created thereby. But due to deception on the part of the U.S. federal government and ignorance on the part of the American people, the latter, by general consensus, now accepts the unconstitutional application of said amendment upon itself. As a result, the general population is now regarded and treated as a federal citizenry, and state citizens within the meaning of the original Constitution do not presently exist. Amendments to the federal constitution following the 14th have been directed at citizens of the United States. The 14th Amendment marked the beginning of the end of the constitutional U.S. Republic and the beginning of what has, over time, through neglect of civic duty, become an unconstitutional U.S. democracy. In revisiting the 16th Article of Amendment, it now becomes apparent that it does not inherently apply to the citizens of one of the United States, constitutionally recognized state citizens, as it neither repealed nor superseded the organic Constitution's limitations on congressional taxation authority. Man, these footnotes. Conclusion. I have a feeling it's not. The two constitutional grants of taxation authority, one being for state citizens of the original American republics by and through their respective state government, and the other being for federal citizens, remain concurrent yet mutually exclusive, as the latter unconstitutionally profits from the ignorance of the American peoples, whilst the former patiently and faithfully awaits the reemergence of responsible, self-educated American men and women capable of intellectually asserting and defending the sacred rights bequeathed unto them through the blood and courage of their predecessors. Thomas Jefferson. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. If we are to guard against ignorance and remain free, it is the responsibility of every American to be informed. 100%. 100%. That's true. Oh, we've got a different font. May God bless America and the millions of her noble sons and daughters who have courageously fought and died to defend her. All gave some gave all. Let not it be in vain. This is the appendix. Plaintiff's notice to court regarding denial of access to U.S. courts. There's more. Who is this from? This is them, V. Porter, plaintiff's notice to the court regarding the denial of access to U.S. courts and the resulting necessity to seek remedy abroad. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, here we go. The court and its officers utilize an electronic filing system to which plaintiffs are not allowed access, making it an impossibility for the plaintiffs to avail themselves of the entirety of court filings in the present action. For instance, plaintiffs have not received any communications at all whatsoever from the court since the return of a file-stamped copy of the original complaint in July of 2014. The court has been completely unresponsive from the perspective of the plaintiffs and has neither responded to any motions nor issued any orders or other communication. Furthermore, Rule 4B of the Federal Rules of the Civil Procedure states, if the summons is properly completed, the clerk must sign, seal, and issue it to the plaintiff for service on the defendant. In October of 2014, plaintiffs submitted proper summons to the clerk to be issued for the defendants who have yet to appear in the present action. But the clerk has failed to sign, sealed, delivered, I'm yours, and return those summons, making it an impossibility for plaintiffs to pursue the present matter against said defendants, aka $10 billion. As of October 2014, the United States is officially denying plaintiffs access to its courts. Because of its refusal to adhere to the principles of justice, the court has created the need for plaintiffs to begin seeking remedy abroad, presently through the United Nations General Assembly and the United Nations Security Council. Holy shnikes. In addition, plaintiffs intend to bring legal suit and arbitration against the United States federal government and some of its agencies individually for the actions and inactions of its officers, whom now indisputably have knowledge of this matter but have consciously chosen to obstruct justice. At this time, plaintiffs would simply like to extend a special thanks to the court for its pretended assistance that has afforded the present opportunities abroad. She apparently, I don't know, in the initial thing, she had said that she had studied this. It took her 1 month to understand everything. My situation is the following. My issue is the following, is that she is literally using the court system that she does not believe in in order to get money that is part of the federal government. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's just continue. For the unrepresented plaintiffs, and she signed it. What else we got here? Plaintiff's notice to the court regarding the denial of access resulting necessity to seek abroad. Oh, there's more. Mrs. Tama Clark, for the unrepresented plaintiffs, hereby affirm that a true and correct copy of the above mentioned. Oh, this is just them saying that she filled it out and it's true and she signed it. Plaintiffs, unrepresented, all these defendants that she's got going on. She is the attorney. Basis of jurisdiction, diversity, something, citizenship of principal parties, citizen of this state. Are you though? Really? Citizen subject of a foreign country. What? Is that what she's calling sovereign citizen? She was like, oh, I don't really have one. So, apparently. What we got here? Wow. If complex, check reason below. Unusually large number of parties, large number of claims or defenses, factual issues are exceptionally complex. Nature of the suit. Jury demand. No, she didn't even want it. Jury, judge, NA, docket, NA. Is this the initial? Original complaint. Oh, this is the original complaint. We are Tarantinoing it. Aliens. Civil tort for violation of law of nations and treaty. Oh, she started. I'm telling you what, she is like every freshman public speaking student I ever had. We're just going to start with a quote. By the way, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Quote, this is from Henri Louis Mencken. The fact is that the average man's love of liberty is 9/10 imaginary, exactly like his love of sense, justice, and truth. He is not actually happy when free. He is uncomfortable, a bit alarmed, and intolerably lonely. Liberty is not a thing for the great masses of men. It is the exclusive possession of all small and disreputable minority, like knowledge, courage, and honor. It takes a special sort of man to understand and enjoy liberty, and he is usually an outlaw in democratic societies. Pat yourself on the back, ma'am. It's a note about references. This is... Oh, that was it. Would you look at that? That was it. I have been rendered semi-speechless. What a choice. What a way to go. I don't know. I don't know. What do you all think? What do you all think? Tell me. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, there's a lot of this. Doesn't apply until it applies. You loved it, of course. Well, I hope I did them sovereign citizens justice. She is intelligent. There's that. I will not deny that at all. She is intelligent. Whether she looked the stuff up to write it, how she worded it, she's intelligent. She gets it. I don't know if it seeks to prove the point that she's trying to make, but what are you going to do? All right. Well, that's going to end it tonight for the transcript. We are going to be getting into some other stuff in the future for next week. I'll try and make an announcement about what we're doing. Mind your business. What we are doing. I will say this, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, True Crime and Wine Time Live is going to be happening. We are covering spy crimes. And if I can just remember what I had it in my head, what it was, and then I lost it. I will tell you in ein momento, por favor. I'm blanking on our peoples. Okay, Marta Hari is Terry's case, and then I am covering the Rosenbergs. It is fascinating because you're talking Cold War, Red Scare, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're excited to do that for you guys tomorrow. We have a ton of stuff coming up, lots of interviews. I know Terry is usually much better at this than I am in terms of talking about what's coming. That being said, I will get better at it, I promise. And then Sunday, of course, we're back to Night Court. We'll give you an update on, or a conclusion on Richard Allen, and then some. We also will be covering on Night Court our case in chief for Night Court on Sunday is Florida v. Lori Shaver. And so get ready for that one. A lot of new stuff in Sunday's episode. Okay. So a lot of good things coming. We also will be having our 1,000 sub party. So get ready for that too. That involves what? Oh, me putting on makeup and doing a makeup tutorial while answering questions, as well as hot sauce. So, yes. Yeehaw. And it's not just hot sauce, it is the last dab. So yes. I'm so glad you could hang out too. We're here almost every night at 9 p.m. And if it's not live, it's definitely recorded. And there's so many different things. Midday Missings at noon Central. Hey Ho shows Friday at 9. Again, True Crime and Wine Time every other week on Thursdays. This on Wednesdays. And then we have Women on Death Row, which is on Fridays at 7. And that's recorded. And then we have Dearest Mother's Darkest Secret. And that is on Tuesdays. Shoot, blanking. And guess what? Next year is going to be even cooler. So, share it up. Let people know. We've got a lot of stuff for everybody. And that's our goal, is to eventually appeal to a wide variety of folks. And bring them all together under one umbrella known as TCWT Media. Because I think we need that now. I think that's important for us to find some commonality and enjoy each other's presence and revel in it. So thank you again for all of you hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun to do this with you all. Tonight was a lot of fun. Thanks to Tara for suggesting, and thanks to AP Amy for pulling that document. I really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions whatsoever, if you find a document that you think would be interesting to be on this, you think would be interesting to read on this show, you can email either myself, JT, or Tara, Tara, at tcwtmedia.com. That's JT or Tara at tcwtmedia.com. So if you find something, send it our way, please. Hey, look, there it is. Thank you. Thanks. I totally forgot that we had that. So please, please, please send it our way. I'd love to take a look at it, and I'd love to give it a read, and I would 100% credit you for submitting it. I love submissions. All right. So thank you again for hanging out with me tonight. Please, please, please take care of yourself. Take care of your friends, your family. Take care of your community. Don't let anyone or anything dull that sparkle, and shine on, you crazy, crazy diamonds. Shine on. I will see you all tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Bye, everybody.